Hi, I'm Sean, aka Wizard. Beer has always been a passion for me, from collecting cans as a kid, tasting the great flavors of craft beer as I got old enough, and eventually becoming head brewer. We're very lucky here in the state of Florida to have one of the most vibrant craft beer scenes in the country, and we're going to bring it right to you. So come on the journey with us. Maybe you'll learn some things, and maybe you'll even have a laugh. And of course, it'll be even more fun if we have a few brews with us. The brews, the brewers, and the beer culture. This is Drinking with Wizard. Cheers to you. Hey, we're in Tarpon, but not in downtown Tarpon. We're in the Sponge Docks now, and we're at Five Branches. Five Branches Brewing. It's a really cool spot. We're going to go in and talk to Jerry, one of the owners, and we're going to find out about his beers, his process, and why it's called Five Branches. Some really cool stuff here. Let's go in and find out. Let's go.
Elephant with three balls, right?
The what?
You know what you do with an elephant with three balls?
No.
You walk them and you pitch to the rhino. Dad jokes for us.
Okay, so we're inside Five Branches. Like we said, we'd be here. And this is Jerry. You go by Jerry or Jay?
I'm Jerry, yeah.
Jerry, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Jerry, he's the owner, one of the owners of Five Branches. And there's a couple other owners also, right?
Yep, Candace Brockman, Ramey Simpson. Ramey's the OG business partner, so he retired from the Air Force.
Okay.
I'm Army. Candace's husband retired from the Air Force.
Okay.
And Ramey's brother David lives up in Ohio.
So he's sort of like the silent partner.
He's the guy that controls the masses with his little strings.
Okay. Gotta have that too, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then interestingly, that leads into sort of the name of Five Branches. So I think you have got a inkling of why they would call it Five Branches, but you want to explain a little more about that.
Yep. So we were just trying to decide what we're going to call ourselves, and then, like I said, Ramey and I are both we were both active duty in the same military unit, so we decided to foster that, and we became Five Branches to support the Five Branches of the military when there were Five Branches of the military. So now we have the sixth branch, the Space Force, but they haven't been in here that much yet, so I guess they're still orbiting the Earth or whatever.
So you're still going to stay with the five?
We're going to stick with the five. Somebody will get kicked out eventually. But it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard.
Now you had a funny story with that because you guys are both getting, you're both getting close to retiring from the military, and this is your venture, but you guys were thinking of strategy of having Ramey jump over to the Space Force and be the first person to retire from the Space Force?
They did offer him a position within the Space Force, and he said, I'm retiring. I'm like, what an awesome opportunity to be that first retiree from the Space Force and get whatever thing they give you from the Space Force for retiring. But he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm 20 years in the Air Force. I think I'm good. So.
Retirement. Some people just garden or scrapbook or golf.
This is just really just cooking. This is cooking at an extreme level.
Very hot and sweaty, a lot of physical labor
right.
involved. So.
No, Ramey and I had that conversation. I had been home brewing for years. My daughter told me I needed a hobby, so I took on home brewing, and there it was. But being a chemical engineer, she gave me a Mr. Beer kit for Christmas. My 16-year-old daughter bought a Mr. Beer kit, which I'm glad they didn't have those when I was a kid. Bought me that, and then being a chemical engineer, I'm like, where'd you come up with this syrup? So then I got into all grain brewing, did that for a number of years. I got huge into craft beer when I was living up in Maryland. And then I came down here, and the unit that I was with, I met a guy that says, hey, I bet you can't do X, I'm like, I bet I can. So I started doing a lot of weird craft beers when I moved down here, and it became Free Beer Friday at the unit. So I would, at my Reserve Army National Guard unit, so I bring in all these weird beers. I had a bacon beer. I had a pecan orange porter that I brought in. It was bitter and a little nutty, just like most of the guys I worked with. So I had all this stuff that I was bringing in, and Ramey was starting to look towards retirement. He said, you know what? Are you serious about ever wanting to open a brewery? I'm like, I thought so. I think so, maybe. And we were riding around in a truck, and he said, well, we always hear, I talked to a lot of guys that retire, so we always hear that if you're going to retire and you're going to open a business, you want to do it for a couple years before you actually retire. That way you don't rely on that place for an income, and you can use it to grow the business and all that kind of thing. So I'm like, okay. So, but back that up a little bit. Ramey had always had these big Halloween parties at his piece of land up in Pasco County that he after I'd been doing these Free Beer Fridays, he said, do you want to make the beer for my Halloween party? I'm like, sure, how much? He's like, 4 or 5 kegs. 4 or 5 kegs?
That's a party.
That's quite a party. And then he explained to me that he has a stage and a band and the whole 9 yards. I mean, hundreds of people coming to this party. Okay, I'll do it.
It's like you have to.
Right. I'm pretty sure he does have a robe and and some Crocs going on, but he said, yeah, will you make these? And I said, sure. And so that kind of led into him and I coordinating in that truck that day, and then this place erupted from it. But we came down here to Tarpon Springs, and we're coming down here onto the sponge docks. It is a Greek heritage area. Everybody around here loves Greek whatever. They're coming down here to see the Greek food, the Greek music, the Greek sponges, and all that. So we didn't want to violate that coming here. So we're like, well, first of all, we're not going to do any food. There's tons of Greek restaurants around here. It's beautiful. The second thing, we didn't really want to jump on the bandwagon too much and just say, hey, we're doing something completely different.
Right.
So it's like, hey, we're going to be the sponge diving, whatever. Our original logo had a sponge diver holding a 6-pack. It was all cool and everything else.
Sounds cool.
And then about 6 weeks into it, our customers told us, no, you guys are veterans. It's cool. Right. It's fine. So, but we said this is not the American Legion. We want it to be something where everybody's comfortable. Nobody feels excluded, anything like that. So it became what it is. It's just kind of a blend of, if you're military, you see things around you that kind of make you comfortable, make you remember your years of service, or
which is cool.
Yeah, or there's the sponge diving piece. We had Emily Taman come in here and paint my beautiful octopus over here on the other wall, this kind of thing. So it's just kind of a blend of everything.
That's cool, and it's I think that while the diver with the 6-pack sounds amazingly fun, and I would love to see that.
There will be an OG reprint at some point.
I think this was the way to go. I think it's it really speaks volumes, and it really comes from your heart, and it comes from where you are. And, again, while we're talking about it, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And thank Ramey for his service, and thank you for opening this place and paying homage to that, and letting vets have a place to come and feel comfortable. And we'll talk a little more about how there's inside jokes and there's stuff that people from the military will understand more than I, with some of the beers and some of the culture that's here. So it makes it really comfortable for people from the military. So cheers to that. Cheers to you, and cheers to you.
Hey, I want to do karaoke. I'm like, no. I veto. Shalbino veto karaoke. So as a compromise, we allowed open mic night.
Yeah, it's totally different, actually.
Yeah, so
Because those people actually know how to sing.
They know how to sing, how to play, and all the local artists come in. They absolutely love it, and they can come in here and hang out. It's almost like a Wednesday night jam session for a lot of them, because you'll have somebody that just meets each other and they just go banging on a drum or playing a harmonica.
We'll talk about that as part of what this place is about and how community involved. We'll definitely get to that. Oh, you're already on. So sorry. So just let it go. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all things Drinking with Wizard. See you next time. Cheers.